This Sunday finds us
in Coober Pedy.
Let's take a look at how we got here.
We started the week in Maree.
Well, Tanya,
Oh, Scott,
we're at Maree.
we are.
We've done a big drive today for us.
We did.
Nearly 4 hours.
Yeah.
And we are at the Oasis Caravan Park. Don't be fooled by the name, but that's all I'll go on about there. We had hoped to stay at the pub with their free camping. I think you had to buy a beer or something, and we could have handled that. We're probably still going to go and handle it. But it was, well, full. So when you are going to free camps, and there's, I suppose, limits on the amount of people that can get there, but there's no booking system, yeah, sometimes you're going to run into situations where you can't stay where you want to stay. It's very hard to draw a horse. I'm going to give you that. It's very hard to draw a horse. What is that? That's snapped the cannon. That needs to be destroyed, that horse.
Well, we did see...
And this thing, I don't know how it's cantering or galloping. It's weird.
Look at this one.
Oh, yeah, that front knee. I reckon I used to have a horse like that.
I think they're all a bit gimpy.
Used to trot like that anyway. See, those camels look like they're painted pretty well.
Okay.
Oh no, this one's all out of whack. But that's okay. Art is in the eye of the beholder, and I am not beholden a lot of confidence in that art. Now that's a cracking camel, isn't it? See, that is a camel. That is a camel I can get around. That looks quite cool. Well, here's another camel sculpture. At least this one is made out of wood, so you could set it on fire if you're desperate.
Oh my God.
That's a positive thing. How positive is it to be able to stay warm and cook food? So also in the middle of town, you got these new basketball, tennis, netball courts. You've got a great little outdoor space here with electric barbecues and a good shaded area. And out here it goes on. So the park goes across, there's public toilets, there's a couple of old trucks. You're near the old train station. I've come up with a couple of things that I really like about Maree. And the third one I'm going to say is it's compact. Everything's walking distance. So we're going to take that opportunity to walk to the pub. And here we are. The Maree Hotel. Beautiful big old building, isn't it? Beautiful big old building. So we're going to go and have a pint. We are on the Odnadatta track. We've left Maree and we're heading to, don't know how far we're going to get today. William Creek will be as far as we'd want to go. Whether we get there or not, we'll wait and see. The track's not too bad. We've let our tyres down to 30. I don't know whether that's right or wrong, but we're going, I don't know, just under 70 k's an hour, and we seem to be going all right. If this is as rough as the track gets, it'll be pretty good. But I just got a feeling that it might deteriorate at some stage because it's 204 k's to William Creek. We filled up at Maree. The last spot we filled up was, where did we fill up, honey?
We filled up at Lee Creek.
Lee Creek, and it was $2.09, and that was the most. It's the first time we paid over $2 since we've been in South Australia. That's old. And we just thought we'd top up at Maree just to make 100% sure that we weren't gonna, we don't want the anxiety of thinking how close it's going to be. I'd rather rock into town with half a tank than putting everywhere. So we've made it to Lake Eyre. We spent the night at the William Creek Caravan Park. As you can see, it's quite busy already. It's fairly early, but people are keen to get on the road. We're only staying the one night because we've got places we need to get to at the moment. So $45 a night with power and water. There's a great shower block, toilet block, which is really busy at the moment. So this is the main road, William Creek. We're coming that way from Maree. We're going to head out the other way towards Coober Pedy. As you can see, that's everything with the pub office, which is quite a lot. Accommodation, food, beers, right down to tyre repair. Actually open at the moment for breakfast. We went there to see last night, which was really nice. They had a limited menu to choose from, but they do high volumes at an isolated pub, and it was good food and they were pumping it out. So you can't argue with any of that. We have a couple of places you can book your flights to the various locations around SA. The Royal Flying Doctors Service from off the William Creek area.
We've left William Creek and we are on the road to Coober Pedy. It's about 160 k's from the turn-off, which was a couple of k's out of town. And she be flat. Absolutely flat. Okay, over there there's a couple of little mounds. So how's it going so far, Scott?
Not too bad. We're sitting up in the mid to high 70s. There's a bit of corrugation. We're running the tyres at 30, and I know nothing about tyre pressures. It's just something that I've seen online. It was about a number that we picked.
Well, it's worked.
It seems to. We went up the Odnadatta track from Maree to
William Creek.
And we had no damage in the van at all. Oh yes, we did. we broke the measure to our cocktail mixer. So first job in Coober Pedy is to get a new measure, because you can't have Cosmos if you're just making stuff up.
No, you can't.
So yeah, so we drove the 204 k's on the Odnadatta track yesterday. Tyre pressures at 30, and we had no breakage at all.
No, all good.
And like I said, I don't know anything about tyre pressures, so you can take that with a grain of salt. It's just our experience.
Well, we did talk to somebody at Maree, and he came over to ask us what we were doing with our tyre pressure, and he said, oh yep, that's what I'm going to do too.
Yeah.
So he must have looked online as well.
Yeah, we might have got the same AI information.
Yeah.
From Google search.
But yeah, if you're not sure, have a talk to other people, see what they're doing.
There's always plenty of people wanting to share their opinions.
Oh yeah.
So we really don't know what this track's going to be like. We've heard some reports that it's a lot worse than Odnadatta at the moment. But yeah, these conditions change so quick. You don't know what you're going to get till you get out of here.
Yeah.
So at the moment, yeah, it doesn't seem too bad.
Keep our fingers crossed.
Yeah, but you know, we have another 150 k's to go, so a lot can happen.
Yes. Tell us where we are, Scott.
We are heading into Coober Pedy. We've done the William Creek track today, and look, it was actually a pretty good drive. The road was in good condition. Obviously there's hazards as you go through there, but it wasn't straight. There was a bit of hills. It was actually quite an entertaining, pretty drive. want to say that what we've documented is not advice. It is not. We have no experience at this, only what we've looked at online. So we have absolutely no idea what we're doing. All we know is that this was our experience, and that was good. And now, like I said, we're just heading into, looks like we've just come off the William Creek track, and we're heading into, as I'd like to call it, civilization, as Tanya would like to call it. Not quite sure, but it's different.
I wouldn't mind a bitumen road, I can tell you that. I mean, even though it wasn't so bad a drive,
Rivers.
just nice to have some bitumen under the tyres.
Here we are on bitumen.
Okay.
So we've done it.
You are good this way.
Find somewhere to yeah, up, Tanya.
Yep. We have come to a sign. It's a bit windy now, sorry. And Scott's going to drive in front of it with Basil. It's a Gallivant, looking all actually pretty clean after that drive, I tell you. What a drive.
Well, we're in Coober Pedy. We are staying at the Opal Inn Caravan Park, which is at the back of those motel rooms. I'll show you around that in a sec. And it's just across the road from the information centre. So we've just gone and got a handful of pamphlets. We're going to find out things to do around Coober Pedy. So I've just been into Old Timers Mine. I've had a look at an old mine and some museum, and there's some jewellery and opals there. What do you think, Tanya?
That was good.
It was really good, wasn't it?
Yeah.
We were in there for an hour? I don't know.
I'm not sure.
And it was $15 each. But it was worth it.
Yeah, I think so.
Very good.
Yeah.
Well done, Coober Pedy. Good start. We're at Coober Pedy at the big winch. And the big winch is on top of a big hill. And you can see all over Coober Pedy.
Just people coming in now.
Good. Holes in the ground.
God, look at it all.
Holes in the ground. We're at the Coober Pedy Wellbeing Labyrinth. So it's just in a paddock on the edge of town. And we're going to go and have a walk through the labyrinth. So I won't talk. We might put some mindfulness music on. Jeweler Shop Road, and this is a bit of a reserve which tells a bit of the history of specifically of this mining field called the Jewelry Shop. It's called the Jewelry Shop because opals were so plentiful and fairly shallow that you just like pick them up out of a shop, I reckon. So this is now a noodling area for tourists. Now noodling is the action of going through the stones that have come out of the mine above ground. There's a bit of contentious around where that phrase come from. A lot of them think that it was because the people up above ground were too scared to go below ground and they were soft as a wet noodle. May or may not be true, but we brought Tanya a lovely ring which we might show a photo of, and my daughter has replied that she wants a necklace. So Lane, this depends on how good a necklace you get on how good the noodling goes. So we're going to go and have a noodle and see if we can't find you a necklace. I reckon this has probably been well and truly noodled, to tell you the truth, but Lane, you're going to end up with something around your neck. Just we don't know what. Alright, we'll bring you back if we have any luck.
Scott's having a bit of a go at this noodling.
Don't know what I'm looking for.
Yeah, we don't know what we're looking for. We don't know how to do it.
But I'd just like to say, you see this rock? If this was a opal, it'd be worth a lot of money. But it's just a rock. So, Lane, unless you want a rock hanging around your neck,
we've got some good sized ones though.
we've got some big rocks.
Yeah, a bit difficult when you don't really know what you're doing.
Yeah, you see that? If that was an opal, that'd be beautiful. But it's a rock. Yeah, rock. What's a rock? Some dirt. Oh, hang on.
Ew. Tasty? Ew.
No, I think that's still just a rock.
Yes, hence us not knowing what we're looking for.
So we're out noodling. I'm sorry, Lane. At this stage it looks like you're going to get a rock around your neck, which sounds like a threat, but it's not. It's just more of a reflection on our lack of luck noodling. Now I've got a couple of rocks. They're crystal like an opal, but they've got no colour, so I imagine they're worthless. So Tanya's taken over the shovel and she's going to lead us to the promised land. Come on, Tanya. Oh. She says she can smell the opal around here.
No.
She can smell it.
Selling a dream.
Oh, she's gone in for a dig. Let's look for colour.
Flies, not a fan.
No, the flies are bad at the moment. I wasn't happy with that one.
can grab something if you want.
Yep. Something in your mouth. No, it just come out muddy. Alright, we'll get back to you.
Yeah.
So we are staying in the Opal Inn Hotel Motel Caravan Park in Coober Pedy. Now, one of the reasons we chose it is fairly close to town, so you can walk into town. The bistro associated to the resort, well, not resort, but the bistro associated to the caravan park and motel we've eaten in is quite nice, so that's always handy when you can not have to go far for food. When you bring the vans around here, I don't know how many rooms they have for the motel, but there's a lot. We're not far from the Outback Bar and Grill, so that's another eating option if you did stay here. Now we're paying $35 a night, which is power, but there's no water on the site, so you've got to fill off-site. There's a water filling station on the caravan park, but you can't actually pay on your site. And it's $2 for 40 litres. See the vans coming up now. So we booked online. When you get a chance to book online, they ask you what size rig you got. We always go with what we can get because you want to have a bit more space if you can. And the sites here are really variable in size. We've seen quite a few people with big rigs drive in and just say, yeah, nah, and drive out. But we have a medium-sized rig, well, a smallish rig, and it does us fine. So there's a laundrette. The amenities block is old, but you know, serviceable. That's one of the best showers I've had actually on the road. I think it's before the days of water saving technology and you just get pounded by it, which is bloody lovely to get the dust off. And you'll see some of these sites are tiny. Well, these ones are fairly wide, short rigs. And then the bigger rigs, they have absolutely crammed in as drive-through. But our little rig over here is not a bad setup. And so this is big enough for us. You wouldn't want anything any bigger. We're only we're under a 17-foot van.